Okay, so this will be a video on the GPD 1 Max running Battlefront 2. And it actually does surprisingly well. Let me pull up the metrics as well. There it is. And for anybody who can hear right now, that is about as loud as the fan will get. That was with me holding it next to the microphone. But I will go ahead and show off the settings as well real quick. I decided to make a video because it actually runs surprisingly well. So we're at 800p. DirectX 12 is disabled because it seems to still be in beta phase or something, so hopefully soon we can put that on. But we have filmic effects, we have film grain, we have lens distortion. I can put that on as well. Actually, I may not be able to put lens distortion on. But then graphics I kept them at auto, and everything seems to be at medium. And we have high anti-aliasing, so we'll keep settings. And we seem to be able to do 30 frames a second pretty consistently. From what I was able to see, you can go up to high settings on some maps, and you can maintain a 30 FPS, it seems. But as far as it goes, this is what you could expect from about 800p medium settings. And of course, you could get better performance if you bump it down a bit. Go ahead and make sure this is brightened up all the way. And the gamepad did get recognized right away, and it was connected and easy setup, so pretty much just plug and play, slide the button over, and it starts right on up. Which is interesting because Steam does not actually tell you that the controller is supported, so just so you know, it is fully supported. But yeah, as you can see by the metrics, we are hitting 100% GPU usage, but this is also a bigger, more demanding map with a lot of foliage and a lot of stuff really going on, so it will push the system a lot harder. But as you can see, we are only at about 73 degrees Celsius and about 50% CPU usage. You will see that fluctuate. And last night, whenever I first started playing the game, it actually was hitting like 100% on the CPU, but then it dropped down to about 40-50ish. I have no idea what that was about. As far as I can tell, all the drivers are updated, so really I don't know what that would have been from. But then again, you know, it did just come out of, you know, IGG funding not too long ago, and we just started to receive ours, the US backers, so. But yeah, it seems to run really good. Like, I was actually thinking, like, if you had a bigger screen you wanted to play this on, you could even hook it up to the HDMI port on the back and go ahead and bump it up to like 1080p, maybe low settings, and it'd probably still run pretty good at 30 frames a second if you're willing to make that sacrifice. let's go ahead and disable some of those fancy video settings and see if we can get this just to stick at 30 frames a second, no problem. Which we might be able to. Yep, maybe just with those small settings turned off, might have been able to pull out full 30 frames per second locked. Maybe. And of course, if you see something more intensive, you know, this could fluctuate even more. So, also, as you can see by the indicators, the LED indicators, I'm not on charge, so this is just battery mode, 25 watt. I mean, if you plugged it in, you might get a little more consistent performance, but yeah, this is what you're looking at.
Alright, it's been 15 minutes. I'm wondering if it looks like it started working. And it does not look like it started working.
But yeah, as you can tell, medium settings, 800p, it works phenomenally well. I mean, you bump it down maybe 720p, low settings, you might be able to get closer to 60, at least 60 maybe. And, you know, but yeah, definitely playable, actually extremely fun. I was very excited when I bought this last night because it was on sale for like $12, so I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm very excited that it runs extremely well. And that's the other thing, like, if you don't really look at the FPS counter, you really don't notice this drops to like 26 frames because they're pretty brief. So it's not that bad, to be honest. I mean, you know, like, with a device like this, like, it's going to be niche, you know. I mean, your performance isn't going to be the best. You're not getting, you know, a gaming computer, you know. You're getting, you know, a computer with a pretty good chip, you know, a damn good mobile chip, but, you know, just a controller strapped on it so they can call it a gaming computer, you know. So, I mean, the performance you're going to get out of it, of course, is not going to be something, you know, like a $1,000 gaming laptop, you know, with a full-blown, you know, graphics card inside of it, you know, and, you know, but in terms of, you know, competing with the Switch, like, yeah, I mean, definitely, like, the Switch definitely couldn't run this game at, you know, medium settings, 800p, even on the fucking TV, you know, pushing its full power outage, you know. But of course, you know, the Switch is using a good bit less power, of course. Like, I think, like, in its mobile form, it's using like 7 watts or something like that, so 7-8 watts, something like that. So, you know, to say, you know, oh, 25 watts, you know, versus, I don't know, you know, that's not really fair comparison, you know. But, you know, if you're looking for something that's a little bit stronger than a Switch, you know, still able to play your PC games, you know, maybe out on the go, you want to play some campaign missions, definitely doable. But yeah, it does good. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of rambling now about the device. For anybody that doesn't know, this is an Intel i5 4-core processor with the Iris Plus graphics inside of it, running 16 gigs of RAM. I believe the exact name of the processor is the 1035 G7, which the G7 pretty much just means gaming, but you know, it's an SoC, so, you know, you're not gonna get, you know, full gaming power, you know. And that's one thing I would like to remark about this video, because I don't want someone to watch my video and be like, oh, okay, you know, this guy thinks, you know, this guy says this is a good gaming device. Like, yeah, like, if you want something small, you know, kind of like a Switch, but you want to play your PC games, definitely. Like, it has enough power to do it, it stays cool enough, it feels good in the hands. Like, like this one thing I remarked about whenever I first got the device, like it feels good, like it feels solid. So that's one thing I'd like to say in my first video about it. So I know my video is called, my channel's called Forgotten but Treasured Games, right? But we're gonna do older games on this and try to get older games to run. We'll use like Voodoo and shit if like it has display problems and shit, but especially like older games that get remastered, like we will definitely take a look at those and definitely get those to run on here, because I think that's where this device really shines, is being able to take older games out on the go, 60 frames a second, high graphics for what they can output, so definitely. Let's go Death Trooper. Sorry if you guys are like, this motherfucker sucks. I'm not that good at the game, but hey. I'm also playing it with an Xbox 360 controller, where everybody else is playing with a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, it runs really well, and like on like the Death Star maps and like other maps that are different, it runs even better. And that's the thing I would like to remark about, is that it runs even better on different maps. So not every map, maybe like this map, so let's see. Maybe this map we go ahead and we say, we turn all this stuff off, and then we go ahead and we say, we're just gonna put it on low, right? No. We want low. Like, we want a consistent, non-stop 30 frames a second, no matter what. And perfect. You see? Perfect. No matter what now, we're not going to drop below 30 frames a second, which is extremely cool. And we could use less power doing this as well, and still keeping it in 25 watt. But it would be really cool. After this video, I might do a video on it in 20 watt mode, just to show you what you could expect if you were out on the go and wanted to play some campaign or something, or maybe even some multiplayer. Maybe you have like 5G hotspot, or you have Wi-Fi in the car, which is something I'm really excited about. See Wi-Fi in cars kind of improve, because I have that, and I would love to play something like this just in my car, like on a road trip or something. That would be awesome, absolutely amazing. Oh Jesus Christ, got some lag there. I don't know what that was from. But yeah, it's going on about 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and push it to about the 15-minute mode, or just about the end of this game, to be honest, just to show you guys exactly what you can expect. So let's see, what if we were to also go ahead and say like we want to pull as much performance out of this game as possible. Let's bump it down to 720p. So this is 720p low settings. It's still, I'm even looking at it through the camera right now. But yeah, it still looks really good. I'm having some connection difficulties. I can't tell if it's the server or not. I'm thinking it's the server, because I'm not getting those internet errors, or the little notification error on this side. So we'll have to see. Yeah, 720p low settings. I'd say this would almost definitely be playable at 20 watt, which would be really cool. I definitely want to try it after this video. I might make another video right after this and go ahead and show you guys, because that just sounds cool. Or maybe even just try it at like 15 watts, see how low we'd have to push it, give you a video of 25 and 15 watt, and then you'd know that, definitely 20 watt is probably playable. If, like 15 watt is just barely unplayable, then 20 watt would probably be playable. Maybe. I'll have to see. But yeah, also, if there's any games you guys want to see, go ahead and let me know. If I have them, I'll do a video. But if I don't, when and if I get the free money, or whenever I buy a new game, I'll kind of just do a video and show you guys. But yeah, I'll try to do almost video on almost every game I have, which is a fair number since I've had Steam for quite some time. So we definitely have some games we can check out. We're definitely not limited in any way, which is definitely awesome. Sucks to ever be limited. Yeah, even at 720p on such a small screen, low settings, it is not bad. It is not bad. Actually, hold on 1 second, guys. Really quick, I'm going to try and let's try and see if we can hit, like, I'm gonna set the FPS limiter to 60. Let's see if we can't hit that 60 real quick, because that would be absolutely wonderful at low settings. 60 frames a second, like, holy fuck. Okay, let's see what we can get here. So no, low settings, 720p. It looks like we are hitting. We're at 44, 45 frames. I mean, I guess I should have expected we weren't gonna get a full 30 no matter what. Like, we're taxing everything on this little thing extremely hard, which is, you know, I mean, that's fine to be honest. But yeah, because it stays completely cool. But, you know, hey, 40. God damn, dude. I'm just having problems. This internet's whooping my ass, too. Might also just be because of the room I'm in, so maybe I'll do more test videos, like, you know, in a room that's actually good with connection, like my kitchen or something. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted a little bit more performance, you know, see things happen a little bit quicker, 9, 10 more frames quicker, you know, a few more frames than that every once in a while, there you go. You know, 30 frames a second is, I mean, 45 frames a second is achievable, definitely. But, you know, I'd just go ahead and leave everything locked at 30, because to be honest, on such a small screen, it's 30 and 60 frames a second, you're not going to notice that much of a difference. Now, maybe you guys in the video will, but, you know, I mean, that's because of, you know, the frame. That's just a whole bunch of technical shit right there I don't want to really get into. But anyway, we'll just, yeah, we'll go ahead and crank it back up one more time. So as you can see, 800p. Okay, and go back in. It's at 800p, medium settings, completely playable. Almost kind of stupid how playable it is. But yeah, see, completely playable. Medium settings, 800p. I mean, that's the thing about this thing, is that it is an absolute beast. Let's try high settings. Fuck it. Let's try it. But then we start to really phone in on that graphical power. I mean, if you wanted to play, you know, 4 frames below 30 frames a second, you could stand it. Hey, high settings, man. I mean, and it'd stay at 29 here and there, 28-ish. I mean, you know, you could probably expect about 28-ish frames a second. Something like that. Actually, it's not that bad. Like, this low frame rate on this game is really not that bad. Like, I'd settle for it, man. It's really not bad. But yeah. No, this is going on way too long now. Yeah. Go ahead and sign off. Anyway, this has been Forgotten but Treasured Games. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'm sorry if I rambled, but yeah. Thank you. Bye.